Roll Tide, everybody, and happy Saturday. Yeah, we might just give it another try today. We might. I actually have more than one webcam hooked up on the train set today. So you can see the yard from that one. Manic, hello, my friend. Good morning. And I've got the original one still hooked up to the main track. Getting a little messy, but and then I've got the one hooked up to my ugly mug. There she be. So what's up, Manic? How's your stuff going today? I'm hoping you can hear me. Video on this end looks good. I know it doesn't look good on that end because of the stream strength or speed. Not much I can do. But we won't leave the big train rest. See if we can get that little goober to go around the track for us. It's another Pensy. There she goes down the backside. It's a 482 from the Pensy line. Asgard, good morning. Yeah, I don't know how long you're going to hear him, my friend, but you hear him. And I'm going to switch to the front side camera. See what she can do. Ooh, I better get started on my A, O, and L. I don't need that. Where did that come from? Yeah. You guys having a good morning, I hope? Sorry, I'm a little late, but I had to fix that derailment from last night. And I'm started a little project. And well, we didn't have an accident. But now I've got two trains hooked together that don't need to be hooked together. Oh well. Let me see what I can do here. Doesn't this thing ever remember? Oh. Manic, what does your email start off with? I can never remember. I know I've got it. I can just never remember how it starts off. King, that's right, King. I keep thinking it starts off with pizza. That's in the middle. The link has been sent. That's a good one. Well, in case you haven't noticed, that little train picked up 2 extra cars because I wasn't watching what I was doing. Go figure. I'm going to bring him around and pull those cars off. Get him back where he needs to be. So So I'll be back in a little bit, guys. Enjoy the view.
How you going, Rick? How you going, Rick? Can you hear me, mate? How you going, bud? Can you hear me? You got me, Rick? Shall I push buttons? Can you get me, Rick?
Oh, hang on. I don't have my earbuds in.
Okay, mate.
There we go.
So you can hear me, though?
Yep, I can hear you just fine. I just didn't have my earbuds in, but for some
And do you
reason
see my picture?
when you talk, I do. Oh, you got your green screen up.
Yeah, but my computer hasn't arrived yet. So it should have come yesterday.
Well, it'll get there. Well, we'll see if that little train can keep going around the track for a while. I'll show you the yard. The yard's got a mess in it right now because the little train ran into the big train. I wasn't switching it right. And if you look over here on the, I don't know if it's on the right side of your screen or not, but you'll see a whole bunch of cars just kind of laying on their side. I am not going to fix that. I'm not going to fix that.
Left.
That's you're on your left? Okay. So everything's backwards on this end.
Yeah.
Which is okay. We'll just keep this view.
Excuse me.
Rodney Bell. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they were on Philly Drone's life, and Philly nearly crashed its drone. His battery was running out fast.
He nearly crashes his drone every time he flies. Hasn't anybody caught on to that yet?
I have, but it's exciting.
Oh, it's exciting. It drives me crazy.
I don't care if it's I don't care if it's smoke and mirrors, like deliberate or whatever. That's his secret. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I don't.
But it just, I mean, I can't sit there and watch it. He's so hyper, and he makes me nervous watching him fly. Rodney, I sent you a link if you need to use it. If not, that's okay.
To be honest, I don't think he does it deliberate, because he's just very similar to me in the fact that he's just crazy and dramatic.
That is true. We got a few people up. Yeah, that's my smallest Penske engine. It's a 482.
Okay.
And I've got a bunch of passenger cars hooked to it. Of course, they're Southern Pacific cars because that's about all I can get my hands on around here.
But Pensie's short for Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Yep, Pennsylvania Railroad.
That's correct.
So what you munching? It doesn't look like Vegemite.
No, it's Venus Schnitzel sandwiches with sauce.
Oh.
Which is captured, like a tomato ketchup. And I've got a little tub of coleslaw.
Little coleslaw's good.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Rodney. Hello, my friend.
Hey, Rodney.
How you guys doing today?
Oh, look at that kitty.
We're awesome.
Yeah,
I'm awake.
yeah. I look at it this way. I'm on the right side of the grass, so.
That's it. Right side of the flowers is what I say, but same difference. Still vertical.
Hey, Craigs, he's out there in the chat. I just wanted to tell you I am doing well, buddy. Like I said, I'm on the green side of the grass.
Yes,
Hope
how you
you're
going,
doing well
Craigs?
too.
Yeah.
How you going, Asgard?
Anybody stay up for all of Roger's stream last night? I just wonder what time it ended finally.
Well, I didn't. I don't usually catch his nighttime show. They stay up way too late for me.
Yeah, I hung with him until 9 o'clock my time, which is 10 o'clock his time, and then I had to get to bed.
You know what Asgard just said? He used the word sex instead of second. He
Well, you just now saw that? Damn.
Yeah, I think he was being a little bold this morning.
He's always bold towards me. He calls me sexy god and all sorts of things. He's just being polite, that's all.
You know, when you go green screen with that shirt, you're actually going to look like the Grinch.
I know. It'd be great, won't it?
That's going to be cool.
Look all the green stuff I'm buying.
Oh, man, invisible water.
Right, and you should see my green computer gaming chair as well.
We won't hardly see your earbud or your headset.
Yeah, and then I got green cables as well coming, like all the phone cables and all that. They're going to be green, the same green.
Oh Lord!
And all my computer bags are all the same green. I've deliberately bought all the same stuff green.
That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it all come together.
Yeah, I've bought a lot of stuff. It's exciting. I've had to save it all up.
Yeah, you're thinking the same way I'm thinking, bud.
What did you think?
No, I just can't wait to see it. It's going to be interesting to see all these things that aren't there, but we know they're there.
That's what I was just thinking.
That's what I want to do.
You know what would be really cool is if you got one of those green army suits they wear at Disneyland where they're all green, and then put on a pair of red headsets or something, and it covers your face and everything. There'd be an invisible man on the show.
And I could lose a few pounds.
You'd lose a lot that way. Oh, I can't tell if she's coming onto the screen or not. She's still up here on the ramp. Okay. She's running pretty good. She's a little bitty engine. So, Rodney, what's on your plate for today?
Well, hopefully me and my grandson are going to go fly some of these drones he's been getting lately.
Oh, good. That sounds like a lot of fun. There she goes across the yard.
We're going to have to go to the church and use the fellowship hall, though, because it's really windy here today. So we're going to be flying indoors.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I never thought about going down to the fellowship hall. It's a big old place.
Well, ours isn't that big, but it's big enough to at least try out the drones and see how they fly. In fact, that one drone that Rick Halber sent him is made specifically to fly indoors because it's got sensors all the way around.
Ah.
And you can use your hands to steer it, and
that sounds like that'll be an interesting one.
Well, the sun's coming up. You can probably see it on my face. This is the only thing about springtime I don't like is the way the sun comes up.
Yeah, right in the window at the wrong time of day.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's better. Lowered the blinds a little bit. Got to open the blinds for the cat because she gets all upset if she can't look outdoors.
Yeah. It stimulates them.
So how are you all doing today?
Not bad. Had a busy morning. Of course, it didn't do me much good. I put that big 30-car train back on the track this morning, and it already derailed. So.
Oh my.
Well, it's cheap cars, man, but I can't throw them out. Can't afford to just throw them out.
I hear you.
So I'm going to have to find something to do with them. Well, of course, this last one was my fault. I forgot to throw a switch, and the little train you see going by every once in a while ran into the big train, and as soon as you do that, it knocked 4 or 5 cars off the rail. So that's my luck.
Oh, wow. Hey,
I ran out of wood filament. That's the roll you see at the top of the screen there. It's just got a little tiny bit on it, not enough to make anything really. So I guess I'm done making fans for a little bit.
Drone Life RC just popped in. Good morning, Drone Life.
How you going, Drone Life?
Morning, man. What's up? I guess I ought to go back to this picture every once in a while. And every time you eat, your mic vibrates.
Really?
Or at least the way I'm hearing it. Now, just when you bring the sandwich up, not when you're eating. Just when the sandwich gets close to it, you get a little feedback from it.
The other day, I was talking to one of my art buddies online. RC's name is, and I was eating ham, just ham sandwiches with butter, and I filled up all this mic with butter, the whole lot.
Oh.
And I had to clean it.
I bet that was fun. Well, I don't know what I did with it, but somewhere last night, amidst the stream and whatnot, I lost a water bottle, so I had to get another one.
Uh-oh.
I had it on the stream, so I thought it was here on this couch, but I got up this morning and went looking for it. It's nowhere to be found on this couch. I'll tell you one thing, though. I know you guys don't do a lot of 3D printing, but you will be eventually someday. These, I call it Zyro, but I don't know if that's how you say it. I think they're trying to make it look like Zero, but it's with an I. They come with a resealable bag so you can keep the thing fresh. Once you open, it comes vacuum sealed. And then once you break the vacuum and start using the filament, when you get done using it, want to put it back in, it gives you a bag to put it in to keep the moisture out.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the first one I've ever seen do that.
So does the moisture affect the way the printer prints?
Yeah, over time, it doesn't affect the way so much the printer might print, but it affects, well, yeah, it does, because it's affecting the consistency of the PLA or the filament.
Got it.
It takes on the moisture, and you're talking about a 1.75 piece of string or filament that's got a tolerance of 0.03. And it starts taking on moisture, and that tolerance starts to go away and get fatter. And what happens with my printer when that happens is it won't feed properly, and you come in and you find that it stops feeding completely.
Wow.
But I would imagine different types of filament it affects worse. But right now, the only thing I'm using is PLA. So
yeah, you know, one of these days they'll have those 3D printers down where they're almost foolproof.
Yeah, they're getting pretty close, because I'm here to tell you I have very little problems with mine, and I don't know anything about it. I mean, Mark at Centroid, he basically taught me everything I know, and that's the one reason I've got this printer, is because he told me everything I needed to have in a printer if I wanted to have the best one I could get.
That's great.
And,
how much did it cost you, Rick?
right around 350, but I worked it out through in other words, I essentially bought it through a business, even though it's not my business. I got somebody to do a purchase order for me.
So that'd be like $700 in my money.
Yeah, it lists at 800, but
yeah. Oh, you even got it half price again, did you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's well out of my price range.
And I don't feel bad, because I make things for the business that bought it for me. So
that's right.
I can't believe how smooth that little piece of crap train is running. And my big train, the expensive one, is like on strike.
What is it, demanding more wages?
Yeah, well, I guess. I don't know. It maybe I'm making it pull too many cars or something. I don't know. But I mean, I had it running last night before I went to bed forever without a problem. My problem is I think I tried to get two of them to run at the same time, and I didn't keep an eye on them. And
yeah. But you said that the smaller one ran into the larger one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had the larger one all set up, ready to go, and they were both on the same track. So I started moving the smaller one, and I threw the switch to take them, make sure they stay off the same track. But the switch didn't do what it was supposed to do, and he came around, ran into the butt end of the other one.
Oh, man.
But that's okay. I don't think anything got broke.
It's like flying drones.
Oh, yeah. We'll just let the little one run around. He's got a little bit of sound, not much. I don't know if you'll pick it up on the...
Oh, I can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I think I heard it.
I'll wait till she gets a little closer to the mic. She's coming around the yard right now. About the time she crosses the re-railers that you see down there and gets ready to go up the bridge. Now you might be able to pick it up.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's just a little Bachmann, and they're one of the cheaper manufacturers. It's running better than my Broadway Limiteds, which are the most expensive, I think.
The Drone Life RC says there should be an investigation into the train wreck.
Oh, there will be.
All right, we're not going to have to call the NTSB, are we?
No.
It's not like here in Australia, they were inundated with high emergency calls because Facebook was offline.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
Yeah,
hey,
they
morning,
got flooded with lots and lots of calls.
Eric, good morning.
Facebook.
Morning, Eric. Good morning,
there you go, Eric.
Mark.
And Mark.
Hugh, I sent you an invite. I don't know if you got it or not. It's hard to tell sometimes. Today, my AOL seems to be working perfect.
Oh,
yesterday, it couldn't do anything. Eric, just in case, I sent you one too, if you'd like to join.
What invite?
Hey, ooh.
Oh, there he is.
The Viking has arrived.
Good morning, Hugh.
I love that Viking.
Gentlemen.
There he is.
Top of the morning.
Hey, Hugh, watch this. Yeah, watch it crash. There you go, buddy. It's actually going around. It's the little one, but
that's awesome. That's a beautiful sight.
Yeah, what's not such a beautiful sight is what's on the other camera. There we go. There's the yard. If you look to the left side, there's a whole bunch of cars laying on their side.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Trevor eating his schnitzel.
Oh, no. There goes the little train through the yard.
I'm finished. All done.
Sorry, Trev.
The problem now, Ascar, is I picture you now, that little boy with the raccoon skin, every time I see you.
Well.
Good morning, Mrs. RC.
I'll wear it sideways like I got my raccoon tail hat on.
How you going, Chief?
Hello, Mark. This is kind of early for Mark, isn't it?
Must be just getting his first cup of coffee in.
That could be.
My dog had me up at 4 a.m.
Speaking of coffee, time for me to go get another cup. Be right back, guys.
Not a problem, Rodney.
Now, I think Ice Spike's going to be disappointed. I shaved my beard. I trimmed up.
I know. I noticed that.
Yeah.
Your wife got cranky with it?
Yeah. 27 years. What? You got to keep her happy, man. Got to keep her happy.
My missus was the same. She never liked my moustache.
That's why I can't have one. So
things you do to keep the peace, fellas.
This is it.
It was so much easier in Viking days.
I know. You just stab the wife in the face and get a new one.
Yeah.
I'm done with you, Brynhilda.
Exactly. It was so much easier.
Right?
It was,
Divorce.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. Happy wife, happy life.
You just toss them off the side of the longboat and you go steal a new one in the next country you drop into, Vice.
That's
Life
right.
was simple.
But you didn't have to replace them. You actually just grew the wife family.
Just like what's his name on Game of Thrones there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Good times.
Like a lot of people don't realise too that the Vikings in their day, they got rid of, because they had to cull the population because of food shortage. So their easy way was just to throw the old people off the cliff, and that sorted that out.
Jeez, I've never heard that before.
As soon as they were a certain age, they used to throw them off the cliff.
Wow, that sounds harsh.
Yeah, they were doing that for a long time.
I wonder what age they started at.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that at all.
You haven't? You look it up. It's a known fact.
I wouldn't throw my mother. I'd push her gently. I mean, you know, and say goodbye at the same time. You know.
Have a nice trip. See you next fall.
Next fall.
Oh.
That's
bad.
The more I know StarCop, the more of a jokester I've found him. He's incredible.
Who, me? Not me.
Yeah. When I thought you were so tame when I first knew you. And the more and more I found out you're the same as I am.
Well, it's quick draw, man. He's a sheriff. You don't mess around. You got to pull them pistols out when you got to pull them pistols out.
I'm slowing down, though. My double tap's down to 1.5 seconds.
Okay.
But it's center punches every time, so accuracy counts.
But being in the different roles you have, Rick, you would have seen and heard and thought of many different things. So you'd have quite a long list of things to go back to, and yes, to make it amusing.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Justin from Hadley's was so close to the Apache training site out there. You don't have any idea what kind of interference that damn thing puts out when it's flying.
Oh yeah.
It's something else.
See, I don't go for the double tap, boys. I like to take my
Good
time.
morning, Doug. Roll Tide, brother. Let me
Viking
try
style.
something out here, Doug. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
How you going, Doug?
What's up, Doug? Good morning. I know I'm pulling out blades. It's scary. I'm the weird Canadian.
Whoa, my goodness.
You're not weird. Rick and I, we love knives and guns and all that sort of stuff. We have ever since we were kids.
Doug, what's your email start off with? Just the beginning of it. I thought I had it, but I guess I don't. If you'd like to come on. I know if you don't have time, I understand. Ooh, I've got, speaking of time, oh, it's only going for 7.
Yeah, I think I was 11 years old when I brought home my first partridge that I'd shot.
Yeah.
Went out and hunt and shot myself. You can't walk around with guns these days in Canada.
I need a little more than that, Doug. I know it starts with a D, but I can't seem to find it. I thought I had his email.
I had my first gun when I was 11.
Yeah. Well, it's common in places like Australia and Canada, right?
It was, not so much now.
Yeah.
Because they brought in a lot of gun laws in the 80s. Because we had a mass murderer in Tasmania.
Yeah, I remember.
Which is separate to Australia, but it still shocked Australia totally.
Yeah.
And all we had to do, they did a buyback scheme where the government would offer you a percentage of what you paid for your guns to hand them in.
Okay, Doug, I got it if you want to take that down.
Yeah, Greg Kunart from Oz by Drone was talking about that the other night with, what's his name there, Art Carlson.
I've been on a few streams where because there's Grant from The Simple Joys. He's Australian from Queensland. He's the same age as I am and grew up very similar lifestyle as I have. And we were talking about that the other week too with one of my art mates.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I literally had a Daniel Boone hat on with a raccoon tail.
He was one of my favourites, Daniel Boone, and the Grizzly Adams.
Oh yeah, good stuff. I'd go out with my 22 and hunt things.
You know, I've never hunted a turkey up north with anything other than a 22. People down here use shotguns, and I tell you, well, I'm sick and tired of pulling shot out of my meat.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Turkey. We used to just gobble. They'd pick up their head, and they were gone.
We got a lot of turkeys up here. They brought them back. They reintroduced them about 20 years ago. They are everywhere, man. Everywhere now. It's awesome.
We used to hunt a lot of wild goat here in Australia, particularly in South Australia, where in the early days, because there was a lot of goat up in the mountains.
Oh.
And in the desert area of South Australia, in the central part of Australia.
Now, what about wild boars, too? Do you have those?
Yeah, a lot up in Queensland and New South Wales, in those states where it's warmer and still lush. Yeah, I used to go pig when I was about 13 upwards. I used to do a lot of pig shooting, and as well as kangaroo shooting in the same night.
Oh, cool! Morning,
Roll Tide, brother Doug. Roll Tide.
And then do a bit of yellow belly fishing as well.
Tide.
How you doing, my friend?
Yo, I'm still kicking dirt.
There you go. I don't know if you know everybody that's in here, but that's Hugh from Asgard. That's Trevor from Manic, and that's Rodney Bell from Rodney Bell.
How y'all doing this morning?
I'm going
Just like you, I'm vertical.
Yep. Still kicking dirt, huh?
Still kicking dirt.
The old farts club.
Who's the youngest? I'm 48.
You're the youngest.
I'm the youngest.
Only by 2 years. That's only by 2 years, though.
But I feel like 70.
Trevor, I consider us contemporaries. Don't worry.
I'll be right back. I got to go get my coffee.
All righty, we understand
hear me
that.
all right?
Yep, we understand
Appreciate that. Yeah,
Remember how big that 2 years was when you were a little kid? Oh no, he's 2 years older. He's so much wiser. He's lived a lifetime.
But so was Christmas trees, like 20 foot high.
Yeah.
Mark, I sent you a link. I don't know if you got it or not, or if you can come out or not.
Who else are you talking about there, Rick?
Mark from Centroid. Actually, I sent a couple people links.
But Mark with a C, yeah.
I'm just practicing sending links.
Yeah, cool.
It wasn't working yesterday at all. I couldn't get nothing done.
He's the link slinging machine.
It's like, well, I figured out that when you go full screen on this thing, it goes full screen and it hides all the little icons up in the top, so you can't find the other screens anymore. And you can't pop out chat if you're full screen. It just makes it another screen in the full screen. It makes it another tab. So now I run everything minimized, but stretched to the size I wanted, I guess.
And how are you coping with the Mac? How are you handling it? Are you liking it?
I'm loving the machine. It's just that it's a learning curve that I've got to get through to get good at it. It's super fast on my end.
It's quite selective too, because not everyone has a Mac, and they're not compatible with the other Windows Microsoft.
I love my Mac.
I understand, Hugh. That's why I finally got one.
I'm so passionate about Macs. I'll tell you though, I used to love PCs. I mean, I've been around computers, well, just as long as you guys have. But I resisted getting a Mac for a long time, and then one day I got a Mac, and it was like my eyes were opened. You know, it was like, wow, this just works, and it works easy. I know, Rodney's.
Do you remember the original Mac looked like a little bread box with the screen and the mouse was the first thing to have a mouse?
Oh yeah, some of them
I was
were pretty
in Germany when those came out. When we came back from Germany in '86, my wife kind of got mad because I didn't know, but she had gone out and put money down on a Macintosh, and I went out and bought an IBM because they were cheaper, and I didn't want to spend that much money. Yeah, she got a little upset, and needless to say, I never got a Mac until now.
Well, I've worked with Macs at school, but I'm not really familiar with them anymore.
Well, I used Windows for 30 years. Well, DOS and Windows for 30 years.
I gotta admit, I've been kind of eyeballing the Macs. From what I've seen, they're kind of better with the video editing. And while I was considering buying a Mac, my PC went out, so I had to.
Providence, some might say, Rodney.
Well, maybe, but you know, they charge so much for a Mac that it was cost prohibitive. So I had to get what I could get. And the IBM computer I got now just seems to do really well with my video editing. So
I'm worried about the same thing.
I may get a Mac. I'd definitely like to learn how to use that Final Cut for video editing.
Yeah. So Rodney, are those phantom batteries I see charging in the background?
Well, they're not charging. They're just kind of sitting there next to the charger.
Okay.
I also got some spark batteries there. That's quite a mess, isn't it? Wow.
Not as big as my mess.
You don't want to look at my shop. My shop is a mess.
It must be a man thing.
Yeah, but I bet you know where every single thing is in your shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, As long as my wife doesn't touch it.
Yeah, my
There you
daughter
go.
cleaned mine for me a couple of months ago. Well, actually, almost a year ago now. I still haven't found my chisel set, so I went out and bought another one. But it was nice and neat when she got done.
I spent all last night cleaning up my studio because just in case the chance I was coming on Rick's show. Because it is a man thing. I get so messy in here, it's not funny.
Star.
Now, I'll tell you what I am worried about. My Mac is 5 years old.
Oh,
I can't afford to replace it. So if it dies, I'll be going PC.
That's exactly
Until I can
why.
afford another Mac. I know.
I talked to a guy the other day. He said he's had his Mac for 10 years. And he doesn't still running. So I don't know. I'm hoping.
I had my previous one for 5. And I had to replace it. So it could go any
Don't
time
let
as
this
far
one
as
hear
my
that.
experience goes. I hope not, though.
Star, you should have seen the video. My wife, well, she found my stash.
what stash are we talking about?
Yeah.
I'm
Interesting.
a tool hoard.
Okay.
I like getting tools. So she finds my stash.
Nothing wrong with that. Tools
I'm
are
a tool
perfectly
hoarder.
healthy.
I used to be a tool hoarder. Now I'm starting back again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Craigs, why are you saying your tie pin is fine? I was confused. I'm quite curious.
Is that code?
He's also ex-military too.
Or maybe it's a typo, just like when I said that StarCop was going for sex. I mean, he
That
might have
wasn't
been.
a
I don't know.
typo.
Maybe he was.
He might
That would have been
been.
very presumptuous of me to say so, though.
I mean, it is a natural thing.
Apparently it is. Not according to my Catholic religion, it isn't, though.
I don't think it is Baptist neither, bro. One thing about Baptists, we eat a lot.
That sounds like my kind of religion, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, my pastor's favorite joke. It's so cute. These 3 kids have to go to school and do show and tell, but it's a special show and tell. They have to bring something that's related to their religion. So the first kid gets up and he holds up a Star of David. He says, "I'm Jewish. This is our Star of David." And the little Catholic boy gets up and he holds up a crucifix. He says, I'm Catholic. This is our crucifix." And the little Methodist kid walks up to the front of the room and goes, "I'm Methodist. This is a bucket of chicken."
Yep.
And I swear, every time we have a dinner, we got to have us a fried chicken.
That's funny.
Methodists and Baptists are about the same type of.
Yep, pretty
Yeah,
close.
I might be a bit more
only-
religious if that had been the case. You know what I'm saying? Heck, I like chicken a lot.
A bucket of fried chicken, huh?
Yep.
But them nuns with the wooden rulers, man, that's not nearly as nice as a bucket of chicken.
I had that all the way up through 8th grade.
Mm.
They always managed to hit you with the side that had the brass strip on it.
Oh, on purpose.
Yeah.
Like a sword.
That's why the knuckles on this hand are so swollen.
Ugh. Now,
So
you'd
how's
think
the
I would have
weather?
learned to stop talking back, but I didn't.
Yeah.
How's the weather down your way, Star?
We had a little bit of drizzle, a little what we call baby rain last night. Got up to 83 yesterday, though. And I haven't looked outside yet this morning. I'm afraid to.
It stayed a little cool yesterday, and it got down cold last night, like 38.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, you're up in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. I'm up around Birmingham area.
Yeah, you're up in the mountains.
Everything.
Yeah, we haven't been below 60 all week.
Did you get any of that tornado?
Nope, at all. We only ever had that one back in March 1st.
Right.
And in 2007. most of the severe weather here, for some reason, skirts either to the north of this little place I live or to the south.
Moody got hit. Moody, Alabama.
Yeah, Moody got hit bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oldenville. Yeah, Oldenville. Little town of Oldenville.
Yeah, those things are bad. I remember when that one came through in 07. It was terrible. That was a horrible, horrible time.
The one that went through Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
Yep, I was in that one.
I remember driving up. I think it's Lake Martin. You're across when you're heading up into the Fort Payne area. Pretty sure it is. But at any rate, all the houses down there along that, they're just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Just unbelievable strength.
Yeah, a friend of mine lost his 5-year-old daughter and his sister during that tornado.
Oh no,
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, there. We had the 8 school kids get killed, and one of them was a guy I work with, an associate's daughter, and I don't think he's ever going to get over that.
What was it? What was it? The last count on this past one that just went by? Not this one, but the one before that.
I can't remember.
The one that hit down around the Auburn area.
Yeah.
What was it? 24? Was it?
Yes. 23 or 24, like that. Yeah.
6 kids or something like that.
Yep. Not good. Not good.
Always said. I grew up in Oklahoma, so
you know what we were talking about.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Never had those worries in Canada, that's for sure.
No, you probably won't ever see one up there. It's a little too cold to
very rare.
Build big enough.
They have them, but you know, once every 20 years or something.
What part of Canada are you in?
Ottawa Valley.
Ottawa?
Yeah. Yeah, I live about 30 minutes north of the border of New York.
There's a YouTuber up around that area of yours, is Old Car Auto Guy.
Okay.
He's right there on the border of United States and everything. He's right there at the border.
Yeah, that's right around my neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm. Up around that area. You come in on Buffalo side, don't you?
Syracuse. Like if I go down 81.
Yeah,
I'm right there, right north of 81. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
81.
Yeah.
I lived off of 81.
I used to take 81 all the way home to Virginia when I lived down there.
Tell you a funny story about 81, Hugh. You know, when you come into Clark Summit, they've got the Pencan Highway. Well, not. That's what they used to call it. You've got the turnpike comes into Clark Summit, and it goes across the valley on what used to be one of the largest bridges in the world. It's not anymore. They built that bridge, cost several lives building that bridge because they were going to put that road all the way into Canada, and along came Interstate 81. So the turnpike actually stops right there. They never had to build the bridge.
Interesting.
But yep, it's called the Pencan. Was going to be called the Pencan Highway. They still have a plaque down there. It says the Pencan Expressway, I think is what they called it. But it was going to be a toll road all the way up into Canada. And along came the interstate system.
Yep.
I'm from Albany, New York originally.
Oh, okay.
That's the capital, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like New York. I've spent a lot of time in New York State.
You say Albany, New York. I wasn't really in Albany. I was like 40 miles northeast of Albany, up around by Pittsfield, Mass, up around that, going up towards that way. I was raised up on a dairy farm.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my grandparents were dairy farmers.
Yeah, we had dairy.
Matter of fact, I'm the first generation to be raised off the farm.
Mm-hmm.
RC Crazy says you two need to meet up there, Hugh, because he's only about an hour from the falls.
Oh, that's like 8 hours from me.
Yeah, that's what I got to figure.
Niagara Falls is far from where I am.
Yeah.
Western here. Yeah.
This is the missus just waved to y'all.
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
That's Sandra Momo Sweener on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who was coming on, but same channel.
Yeah, I think I'm probably about 7 or 8 hours from Niagara Falls, I think, Eric? Something like that. It's a good drive. It's west of Toronto.
You're closer
and I'm
than me.
way east.
Now I live in the beautiful state of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Boomer Sooners.
Who?
Sooners. Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma.
You know why they're Sooners, right? You know why they're called Sooners, right?
No.
Sooner or later?
No.
No, tell us.
Back when they opened up the West and they had the big land rush and they had everybody lined up on the east side of the line, and they were supposed to take off and go into the country and lay out their land and stake out their claims, but everybody was supposed to go into the territory at the same time. The Sooners went in before the guns were fired and staked out the land, so they're Sooners.
Yep.
They got in sooner than anybody else.
They're pirates. They're Vikings.
Right.
My kind of people.
Yeah. They staked out all the good shit.
Damn Skippy.
Kind of like Vikings, right?
Exactly. Permission.
There you go.
We don't need no stinking permission. We just bring axes.
Yes.
Well, you know, they say that was it Eric the Red? Was he a Viking? Eric the Red?
Mm-hmm,
He
sure was.
He actually made it to America before Chris did.
Yeah. Which I think is interesting.
I think he landed up around Nova Scotia, up in that area.
Yeah.
A place called Lanceau Meadows, Newfoundland.
Oh, is that
Apparently
where it was?
There's a colony. There's actually the remnants of a colony up there. They discovered it a few years ago. There's like a World Heritage Site.
I knew the Viking would know.
I love Viking stuff too.
I just posted in the chat what I was working on yesterday.
I didn't see it go by yet. Did you turn off your camera, Doug?
I'm coming back in. I'm coming back in. Yeah.
Well, poor Paul Murray. I have a feeling his main computer at least weighs the NIC card in it may have gotten fried.
Oh, what happened?
Well, he said he can't get the mainframe to run at all. He got online yesterday and rebooted it and tried to get his speeds back up where they're supposed to be. And that while the tech was typing and whatnot, not only did his machine stop working, but the tech's machine froze up. And he can't get it to do anything now.
Oh, no.
So he was working off of a older, like, what do they call those little Microsoft things? The little computers that they came out with, little laptops. I forget what they call them. But
like a netbook or something?
Yeah, like a book. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
And it.
Well, Rick, you know what you can tell him? You can tell him he needs to stop buying expensive drones and buy a Mac.
There you go. Buy a Mac, buddy.
see what he says to that.
Hugh, you're bound determined to sell off Mac, aren't you?
He is.
What are you going to do?
Well, if
Well,
he likes
I tell you, I'm glad
for it.
I got mine because I'm having a ball with it. But I'm like I said, the learning curve is. Yeah, I'm 65.
Yeah,
years old. You can't teach me shit.
I remember a couple of weeks ago you weren't talking that way.
No, I know.
I got off the telephone last night, early as the morning, when just after Canadian Drone Hub was finished, and I inquired exactly what my speed was, He reckons I've got 22 up speed and 50 down.
Oh, you got great speed then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
And
got
that's
great
higher
speed.
that's higher than I thought. So I was a very happy chappy when I heard that.
That's pretty
He
bloody
did a
quick.
he did a test on it for me.
Very nice. Oh, so yesterday I had an interesting little experiment. So I think I've been floating this little fella around the camera here. I put an FPV camera on the Bolt B. Now there's no altitude hold, no GPS, no nothing, so it's quite an experience. Anyway, I was flying it, and all of a sudden it fell out of the sky somewhere, and I couldn't find it. So I had to go back and look at my GoPro video, which thankfully I had it on. The thing fell real fast, right past the camera, and made a hole about 12 inches deep into a snowbank. I would have never found it if I hadn't seen that video.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Probably good that it hit snow though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched your video of you flying that thing right at dusk the other day. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, neat. I just, something to do.
Yeah,
That was pretty neat.
it's true. You weren't kidding when you said that little booger could haul butt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cheap drone too. This is a $65 drone. Well, $40 US. That's all that is.
Yeah.
That's a good beginner.
Oh, it's well, I'd say if you were a real beginner, you'd want something a little more gentle with altitude hold, because this thing is a real little monster. But as soon as you spend a couple hours flying beginner drones, then yeah, go to this one. You'll have a great time.
I never flown a drone. I don't own such an animal.
Then don't buy that one first. You'll lose it. You'll lose it very quickly. Because when a tiny toy can fly 30 miles an hour, it can get out of your vision real quick.
Man.
Yeah, as tiny as that is, there's a reason it's yellow, I guess.
Yeah. See, now trains, I wouldn't be losing trains if I was doing them.
No, but
No,
when you run a train into another train like Rick does,
It's still a tragedy.
Yes, it is.
I still think we need to call the NTSB on that one. I think we did it on purpose.
Now, I think the Bachman driver was drinking.
I don't know. I think the conductor went for sex and all hell broke loose. Train started crashing,
Hey, it's bad enough. It's bad enough in the state of Alabama they derail all the time.
Well, if you look at some of these tracks that we've got, our tracks are horrible. They're just absolutely horrible.
Yep.
I ought to take a flight down we don't have many tracks in this area anymore anyway. CSX has just about pulled up everything they had in this area.
Really?
You look down some of the lines and the tracks are so crooked and that it's no wonder things derail. But let me get my camera back on.
Here's a question for you
Yeah, you
guys.
look down and you can look down the lines and they're supposed to be nice straight tracks and they go like this.
Is train travel relatively inexpensive for you guys down in the States?
I haven't traveled in a train in many years.
It's crazy expensive up here for us. Like to go for like an overnight trip, I'm talking with a car and stuff,
I think I priced it one time to come out of Birmingham, Alabama, and go to Rensselaer, New York, close to my hometown up that way. It was like $400 and some odd dollars per person.
That's crazy. Yeah, you'd think trains would be cheaper these days. That was
a round trip.
Yeah, but what would it cost you to fly, right? $100 or something, right?
Probably so, but my wife don't fly.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, I prefer the train, to be honest. I love it. I think it's one of the best ways to travel.
I'd like to take a train trip across the country.
Yeah.
Here in the States. Now, when I was stationed in Japan, that was pretty much a way of life over there, is riding train.
Yep.
I got to ride on the bullet train. I forget where it was we went, but me and my girlfriend over there went down to this farm to do some strawberry picking, and we had to take the bullet train. Man, let me tell you, that was fast.
Mm-hmm. It's almost as fast as Amtrak, huh?
Actually, a lot faster.
Yeah, it'll be a lot faster than Amtrak. German trains are the same way, but if you ever go and look at a German bed for the train, it's concrete, and the rails are welded.
Yeah.
They don't just bump them up against one. They're smoothly welded together, and they joke about it, but you can set your clock by the German train schedule. They're that efficient. I remember I used to ride a bicycle many years ago, but I'd ride a bicycle to work when I was in Germany in the summer, and I made the mistake of taking a shortcut and riding down along the tracks when the high-speed train came through. The vacuum almost pulled me up into the train. I had to just deliberately fall away from the train to stop from being sucked up into the train. It creates such a vacuum.
Yep.
Hey, Rick, you were asking earlier about how long they were up last night on the Outreach channel. Drone Effects with Claude said that him and Paul were on the hub until 11:30 last night.
Oh my God! I bet he ate all 48 of those brownies.
Hence why he's not here this morning, probably.
Claude, I don't have your email. I don't think. Otherwise, I'd invite you in. But
yeah, the wife won't fly a plane because she ain't got wings on her butt.
Yeah, my wife hates to fly, but she made her last flight when we came back from Germany back in '86. So she's absolutely terrified. She had 6 Valium in her at takeoff, and she still almost broke my hand squeezing it so hard on takeoff. Like, how are you doing this with 6 Valiums in you?
6 Valiums, you say?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know she had 6. She was so scared of flying, the doctor had prescribed her some, and he gave them to me. He says she gets 1 when you leave to go to the airfield, to the airport, Frankfurt. You give her another 1 when you board, and then if she has to have it, you give her 1 when you level off. Well, she had already taken some when I started giving them to her, and she was still awake and still terrified. Like, she hates to fly. Okay, no problem, Claude.
Well, my Tello FPV video is doing well.
Oh, good.
Not getting very many likes, but it's getting a lot of views, that's for sure.
Well, I think a lot of people don't like dropping likes because likes start, every like you do goes into your like videos on your channel for some reason.
That's true.
And I don't know if people just don't like that happening. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten over to watch it yet. But
they recommend that you don't like the videos because it detracts people that view your videos to somewhere else, and they get into a rabbit warren with YouTube. It just all of a sudden, when they go into something else, and they go all over the place. So a lot of them just don't do that. So it just purely concentrates on your video only.
Yeah.
The ones that care anyway.
I got to start building up my viewing time.
It's hard to do, isn't it?
it is not easy.
The way I've been climbing here lately, I might hit 1,000 subs come towards my birthday, and that's in April.
Well,
that'd
good
be
for you,
cool.
buddy. I hope you do. Good for you.
I can't believe that everybody likes to see you, a crazy old redneck fat man.
I still say the same thing.
I've reached another plateau in mine. I think I'm around 690 or something like that, and it's just not moving.
It seems like, every once in a while I hit these two, and I'm just stuck for weeks. You know?
Yeah,
Guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
You kind of sit there and go, "What did I change? What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't want to be. I hate the word authentic, but I don't want to be unauthentic. I don't want to do things that aren't me. I want to make videos that I like making. And so
JNC, I was thinking about you guys just yesterday. I went and looked at your channel. JNC Fishing or No Limits in the house.
Good
There you
morning.
go.
That's a
Last night.
really nice couple there. They got a nice family, and when summer comes back, maybe they'll do some fishing again.
Last night, Twisted R Racing live stream. We had 65 viewing, 40 likes last time I remember. We go around, we raid channels, small channels,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty fun. We have a lot of fun doing it.
That's a lot of people.
Bunch of old motorheads.
Nothing wrong with that. Not in one bit.
We got in the chat, in Google Hangout, group chat, the Small Engine Nation group chat. We got 54 people in the group chat.
That's pretty quick. Pretty big.
Yeah, and it's only this little Small Engine Nation group. Bunch of people that just love engines, and everything, tools, the whole 9 yards. We got a vast variety of people that's in there.
I watch a lot of those vids, all the engine vids,
Mm-hmm.
tractor vids.
Mm-hmm. We got a guy, Polar Bear Ed. He's got a Club Cadet that he used for pulling sleds. He's a puller, and we got some fabricators and stuff like that in there, and electricians and carpenters, and somebody knows about something.
Yeah.
It's like a brain hub.
And I got to get me another one of these Bachmann engines. This thing's running just perfect.
You still running the same track you did last week?
Yeah, still same track. I haven't obtained it apart yet. Haven't had the time between all the 3D printing I've been doing and whatnot to get over there and take it all down again. All I know is next time it comes down, I'm going to put something down on those tables that these ways looks like grass.
I'll be right back, boys.
Okie doke.
No worries.
So Paul Murray was up to 11:30 last night. Dang.
I went to bed at 8:30.
Well, I went at 9, which is 10 East Coast time. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, you stayed up late.
Yeah, that was late for me. I'm usually gone by 8:30. But knew I didn't have to teach today, so.
I went to bed at 6:30 in the morning.
Lordy.
Because who needs sleep, right, Trevor? It's so
I don't know
underrated.
how you guys do it.
Overrated.
Yeah.
I wish I could sleep more.
Don't know.
I was setting up my cameras again.
Holy cow, James! See, that's a good drive in one day.
Yeah, it is.
And I was painting all my cabinets black.
Hey, Trevor.
Yes.
Your green. What are you using for a green screen back there?
What am I using?
Yeah, is that like a bed sheet or something?
No, it's the actual proper green screen that you get
off
eBay. Yeah. And all it is on a 2 tripods and a rail along the top, and then you just use like bulldog clips or clamps like these ones. I've got several in my drawer here.
Chris Hope is in the house. How's it going, Chris? Oh yeah, those I like those clips.
Morning, Chris.
Yeah, these are just real cheapies, but I want to get some decent ones. That's where all the magic will happen. Magic will happen when I get my when I sort out the OBS. On the art channel, I won't be too flash. On the art channel, this one here, I'll just basically have. I'll do it so I do it like a frame, say themes like Christmas, Easter, Halloween, all that, where with my camera coming down onto the desk, and it's got a big area where the desk is. It'll just be framed, just as the seasonal greetings, whatever it may be, as I'm doing my artwork.
I've been thinking about getting a green screen, but I don't have much room in here, so.
Well, I've only got, what would you call it? 10 feet by 10 feet room I have. And half of it's taken up with office space. And then the other half is bare space. So I've got room to do my animations back, because with my Redneck channel, that's when I'll be doing some smoke and mirrors stuff and actually be doing some skits, some parodies, and a lot of other different things.
Will there be real smoke and mirrors?
Yeah, that was my next question.
Maybe. And that's where the comedy will come in to it. So it'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of surprises going to happen, put it that way. I don't want to give away everything, because my biggest habit is to tell everyone. And then it loses the magic.
Don't want to lose the magic, man. Don't do it.
No. Oh, I mean, Disney, Disney World will be overrated.
Well, in my opinion, Disney's already overrated.
Yes. I mean, at least the man tried, eh? He tried to put that sparkle in that kid's eye, hasn't he? Growing up, I always loved it.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if they had it anywhere else in the world, but here in the States, for the longest time, they had the Wonderful World of Disney Hour, and it was Sunday nights.
It was probably the biggest show here in Australia for generations.
Yeah, same here. And I liked it so much because they would alternate, but they'd have like nature shows.
Yes.
And then the next time they'd have a Mickey Mouse cartoon or something like that. Mm-hmm. It was always such a good show to watch.
Yep.
I even had all the encyclopedias of all the nature books, all the cartoon books, like all the Disney books, as well as and the trivia ones and all sorts. Mum used to buy me all that sort of stuff. I
used to love those, man. Just love those.
Yeah,
I was growing up with the Walt Disney Wonderful World of Walt Disney coming on.
Yeah,
Saturday or Sunday night.
I owe that to my reading ability and my punctuality in that. Is because I used to read to my sisters, and so each evening after Disney I'd read to them for about an hour, and that helped my reading, because I had a speech impediment, and that helped a lot. It's because I love those. I was so engrossed in those books.
Good for you.
I could not stop reading them.
My grandkids, oh Lord, they have books you wouldn't believe. They love reading.
I didn't start reading until I was actually in the Navy.
Okay.
I couldn't stand to read. And I guess, I don't know, I guess it's because in school we was forced to read, like Shakespeare
Yeah.
and
When in disgrace with
Hemingway
fortune and men's eyes,
oh no.
I all alone beweep my outcast state and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries.
Oh, please, mute him, please.
Boy, did I open a can of worms.
Hey, some of us
I'm
like
glad-
Shakespeare. What can I say?
I'm glad I haven't quoted any.
There's always one, Rodney. There's always one in the class. You know,
Well,
that was him.
Yeah, actually, I have to admit, I did like Macbeth.
You intrigue me, Asgard. You really do.
I like the poetry because then I picked
I
up
do too.
chicks. I picked up girls.
I
Man,
used
that
to
worked
write a
out
lot.
good.
I used to write a lot
So
of
that's the
poetry.
secret. Reciting Shakespeare.
It didn't do me any misfortune. I'll tell you that.
I can't argue that.
I got myself in a lot of trouble with poetry, writing poetry texts to chicks at work. I nearly got killed by a husband that was very jealous.
Get out of my mellow yellow.
Whose hand's on it?
Apparently yours is.
Then it's mine.
I guess so. Hey, Magic,
Yeah,
do you know Chopper's Rule?
I do very well. He's a good friend of mine.
You
Queensland.
know, Making Tracks?
Yes.
They both live down there in Australia. They're good old boys.
There's a lot of good Australians that live down here.
Good
On
old
YouTube,
boys.
I've got a lot of followers around traps very quickly. I've got 1,400 followers at the moment.
Wow.
In 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
But I work hard on my followers. But I've slowly got good solid ones. Yeah, I try to visit him on Sunday mornings. He's got a really good channel, very basic, very raw. He only works off his tablet, but he just loves to chat. He's a good Aussie. He's an honest Aussie. Curves his language because he'd swear like a trooper or cuss normally, but he doesn't on his chat. He's just a good, wholesome man. He is.
Yes, he's a good fabricator too.
Yes.
Thinking out of the box. You know what I mean? He's got a little challenge going on. He does.
My best friend here in Australia actually looks a split image of him.
Is that right?
Yeah, like a double, absolute double. Speaks like him, same ideas, same way of thinking. Because when he was on the train just recently going down to Brisbane, because Queensland's a big country like size of Texas, and it was the first time he actually went on the train. I was very surprised, and he got a kick out of it. He really did. He filmed all his footage of going down where he could, and he gets around with his shorts and thongs. He doesn't dress proudly. He just dresses how he should. Just happy, and yeah.
Yeah, when he went down there to go pick up. When he went down there to go pick up his uke.
Yes, that's it. We call them utes here, UTE, short for utility.
Yeah. Trax has redone his, repainted and everything, redone the interior, the bed, the whole 9 yards, and he painted the same color as his KTM motorcycle.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we're very proud of our utes. They're a very Australian Aussie legend, a dream they are to own. A lot of young people live for a ute when they're younger.
Mm-hmm. He said he was working on the driver's side. He was working on his driver's side, front brake hoses onto it. He was trying to get more better brake pedal out of it, and the hoses were expanding each time whenever he was bleeding them.
Yeah, bleeding the brakes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the hose blew, and he says, "I'm working on the driver's side, which over here is the no, wait a minute." He said passenger side. Passenger side. He was working on the passenger side, in which over there, the driver's side, the right side is driver's side. I said, "No, that's the driver's side over here." We joke with him all the time.
That's good. Yeah, you'll see a bit of him on my Redneck channel. This is Rednecks versus Aussies against the United States. Plus, we're going to do a Canadian. We're doing a Canadian special as well and a UK special. I said I didn't know we had rednecks in UK, but they want to get into it and have a bit of fun as well and dress like rednecks. Whether it be Aussie rednecks or Australian rednecks, they're all going to get involved. So it's going to be a bit of fun.
That's Chopper. Chopper's a redneck. To me,
yeah, Chopper's a redneck.
Yeah, he's a redneck.
We refer to them as bogans, rednecks, but they're the same deal. They speak the same language. The only difference is Aussies have unique language anyway, regardless of where we're driven from, like our background. But yeah, the rednecks are the same all over the world.
And Trax, he lives out in the country, so he has horses and stuff like that. And that's a redneck.
And Ice Bike, he's a redneck too, but he's more of a biker.
Yeah.
If you know Ice Bike, he's more of a biker. He's like the image of my brother or my brothers. They rode their motorbikes, their big long beards and their long hair. That was their image. They're like a redneck, but they've got a little bit more class in their image because they live the dream and live and ride the freedom. Different sort of scenario.
He's got an awesome motorcycle.
Similar to your James Dean, wasn't it, in America? That style without the long hair, or probably which would be a better example. What's that American program they have just recently, where the bikers.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, they're like the Sons of Anarchy. It's my brother or Ice Bike's image. Yeah. Slightly different.
Gentleman Roger is in the house.
Roger's in the house.
Roger.
Hi, Roger.
And so is Philly Drone Mike.
Good morning.
Oh, hi, Philly. Good morning.
Morning, Roger. Good morning,
Michael.
Good morning, Drone Bomb.
I don't see Paul, but Roger said hello to Paul, so I don't see him.
All right.
He must be. Maybe he's lurking.
I don't know if I'm lurking or not, or just.
There he is.
It's Brownie Man.
Brownie Man.
Hey, Paul.
I want to bid a big shout out to Philly. I just spent 45 minutes on the phone with Michael, and he helped walk me through my computer issues and got my main computer back up and running. He is the wizard. You know,
How?
He is.
I thought he didn't know anything about computers.
Oh, he says he doesn't, but I'm telling you what, it's his step-by-step calm. We worked through it. We found that there was
talking about the same Philly Michael?
That's right.
Calm?
Yes. Somehow
Michael
Paul and Michael don't go together.
When you talk to Michael one-on-one, he's a very calming and very straightforward and very kind individual. He's just like...
Oh, he is.
Unbelievable. And I don't know if anybody saw his sunrise flight today.
I did.
He scared the hell out of me.
Nearly crashed.
I
He
think he
was
scared the heck out of everybody.
yeah, flying an older battery, and all of a sudden he went from 40% down to 3% like that, and it wasn't back yet.
Yeah, I seen it. I was on StarCop at the same time, and I said he's just about to crash as we speak.
Michael, what a great guy! And he said to me on the phone, he says, "I wish I had to use one of my 2 new batteries. One was sent by Mike Roche, and one was sent by Halbert." And he says, "But for some reason, I just grabbed one of the other batteries that showed it was charged, but it wasn't charged. It had like 97 cycles on it."
And Drone Bum is here too. How you going, Drone Bum?
Yep.
And Drone Journey just popped in.
How you going too, buddy?
Morning, Drone Journey.
Morning, Drone Journey.
All good supporters, these guys are, to each other.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the oldest guy in here now.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the old guy here now.
Yeah.
Oh, you never look like the oldest guy, though. You look pretty young, actually.
Oh, you do very well, Rick.
I spend an hour in makeup.
Oh, now I see your hat.
An hour in makeup.
Yeah. You ought to see him when he doesn't have his makeup on.
Yeah, that's it.
I hate to rub it into our Canadian friends. It's going to be 62 in Alabama today.
I'm looking out.
50s here today, bro. We're doing good.
I'm looking out the window right now. It's snow. It's snowing.
Hey, Paul, take a look at this. Over there on I guess it's going to be the left side of your screen. See all those cars laying on their side?
Yeah, you had a train wreck. I heard that.
Oh, yeah. Rodney wants me to call the NTSB. But I just don't have the heart. So the little guy's running just fine.
Yeah, he seems to be chugging right along. It's just the other one is like, oh, my. Well, you said, was it a head-on or what?
No, I forgot to switch a switch, and the little guy ran into the back end of the big guy. And so,
well, you're doing it right, Rick. You're waiting for the NTSB investigators to show up on scene and do a report.
Yep, I can't move anything.
It'll take weeks and weeks.
But I don't know if you could see it in the yard. I've got the crane to take care of it all.
Yes, you do. Now what you need is a little whoop with the camera, and you could fly aerials to get measurements.
There you go. The only problem is when I tried the tiniest one I've got, which is the Mavic Air, it blew all the cars off the track. So down to the floor and blew them all over the place. And I had it way up on the ceiling. I mean, it was like right below the light.
Yeah.
It's still too much downwash. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, well, I wanted to pop in here and tell you I was sorry I didn't make it earlier, but I'll tell you what.
Man, you need to get your stuff fixed.
Fixing my computer, I spent 3 hours on the phone with Comcast and Xfinity yesterday, and during that whole process, we must have flipped a switch, and all it was a switch from going public to private.
Really?
Yep. You know how you go down and you can see the little fan down there that tells you your internet? And if you select, it says you're connected. You click on it and it tells you're connected and securely. Right below it says something like, I'll tell you what it says. It says,
watch out now, he's going to kick it off.
Yeah, right below it says something like properties. You click on that and it brings up a screen, and one of the things is your connection public or private. And because I'm running my own router, it should have been private because it's password protected, and it was on public, and so it wouldn't allow me to connect to the internet.
Just don't play with your privates in public. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like,
That's all I'm saying, Paul. For the love of God.
and
I tell you what,
yesterday,
I owe Philly. I was sitting here thinking, I got so frustrated last night. This is a 23-inch all-in-one flat screen desktop. I was going to throw it right out of the driveway. I was mad.
So Paul, is that a hand brace there? You have
Yes.
on?
Yeah.
Have you got the same problem as Kim?
Well, I might have, but what mine is carpal tunnel. I found I was pushing
I
things
know.
with this hand too much, and it was springing it. So every once in a while, especially during cold weather, whatever, I have to kind of restrict its use a little bit.
I just thought you might have been going through puberty like Kim.
No,
Playing with his privates in public?
I'm so
Yes.
old. I'm so old I can't remember puberty. You know what I mean?
Hey, Paul.
What's that?
Just messing with you, Paul. I love you, Paul.
I'm sorry, bud. I'm teasing too.
that's almost as bad as yesterday when Val was talking something about Asgard stuff hanging out or something.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What was
I know.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Hugh was hanging out. I think she said.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul,
no, I'm good. I'm
get
tucked in.
get one of these scars through the middle of your palm of your hand on both hands.
Ah, yeah.
Carpal tunnel.
Carpal
Ooh.
tunnel surgery. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, if you guys get a chance, I don't know if any of you go over to Drone U at all and see some of his videos. He does this series where you can go over and they do drone news from around the world. And he just posted one this morning, and I happened to watch it. And in there it talks about Australia, how the Australian farmers are using drone enterprise drones with the speakers on top to herd sheep. And they have dog barks on there, and they have all kinds of sounds, and it's their only complaint is that they can only fly for 20 minutes at a time, where the dogs, of course, are working all the time. But that was funny. And then the other story that I found interesting is there's a new American company called America One that was established by one of the head engineers of battery engineering at Tesla, and he's designed a 32-inch quadcopter that will fly for over 2 hours on one charge.
Wow.
So the technology is changing.
I stopped watching them, Paul, when they started cherry picking the regulations to make them read the way they want them to read and not telling people what they really read.
Yeah.
I stopped watching them.
Yeah.
I don't like people that want to cherry pick.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that take issues with some of their shows, and I have to pick and choose. But I kind of chuckle at the news one because they use this Hayek somebody who gives the news. All right.
So where's Teeny Weeny?
Teeny Weenie's here. Boy, he survived last night. They were about to burn him at the stake.
Oh, I know.
Who got mad at him?
Wow, Teeny said to me later on when I tucked him into bed, he said, "Why do they hate me so much?" I said, "I don't know."
He's all right. I like Teeny Weeny.
He was pretty forlorn. I mean, Mark was trying to get a fund going to burn Teeny Weeny at the stake last night.
Oh,
Why?
no.
What teeny weeny do?
They don't like him. They just get all upset over Teeny Weeny.
Wow.
Guys, I'm gonna jump on out of here. I got to get going.
No worries,
Doug.
Doug.
I appreciate the StarCop's. I appreciate
No
it
problem,
very
big
much.
guy.
Have a good one, Doug.
We'll see y'all later.
thank-
God bless y'all.
Okay,
Y'all be
God
safe
bless.
now.
Take care.
Take care, Doug.
Paul, they may have some childhood recurring issues.
Yes. But boy, I tell you what, whenever Teeny pops in and he only pops in just to say hello, they just go crazy. Get rid of that sock puppet. I don't know.
They don't have any class.
Well, I don't know if it's class or nothing, but maybe it's just they don't want to be upstaged by a sock puppet. I don't know, but
That's a good possibility.
It could be.
you know. But I had a lot of time. I had to explain to Teeny that they didn't mean it.
And Mitch is in too. How you going, Mitch?
Hi guys, how are you doing? This is Teeny.
Morning, Teeny.
Hi. I don't know why those people over there don't like me so much. I like everybody.
They're just jealous.
Okay, well, listen, you guys carry on, but I wanted to pop in and say hello to my real friends.
Have a brownie, Teeny.
Have a brownie.
Go over there and sit down now. You go relax. Take it easy.
Oh no, Mr. Socko. Eric said.
Hugh's over there looking down, just shaking his head.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just looking at a whoop.
Yeah, I know you've been working hard on that. You got it all up and running on your tello now, the camera, right?
Used to be.
Was that a Snapper 7?
There you go.
This is donor number 3.
Hugh, was that a Snapper 7?
No, this is an Eachine E013. It's much cheaper, much smaller. Yeah, $100, goggles, everything.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those for calling.
They're good. They're worth the money, I think.
And myself, so I can start learning to do that.
Yep.
That FPV stuff.
Pretty inexpensive.
How you going, Night Train?
Although, actually, Rodney, if you can get the Air Hogs DR1 racing set, let me see if I can find it on Amazon. They're really cheap, and it's actually really good, too. But you have to have a smartphone. That's the only difference.
See you, Roger.
Yep, about time for us to head over to Rogers in a little bit. We'll let Hugh do his presentation.
Have a good one, Roger. We'll see you over on your channel here shortly.
Oop, Paul already left.
There's one set, Rodney. That's the DR1, which is pretty good.
Maybe Teeny Weeny slows Paul down, so he wanted to get a bit of a head start.
Red pause. And here's another one. Here's the one that I was flying. You can get it cheaper if you buy it directly from GearBest. Then it's about $50 instead of $100. But you know. Anyway, options, right?
Have it.
And Mason's in the house. How you going, Mason?
Hey, Drone Bum, you have a good day, buddy.
Yep, you too, Drone Bum. Have a good day.
Did you get those copied there, Rodney?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, guys, we're going to have to shut it down. I appreciate you all coming in for a visit this morning.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
I'll be over at Rogers as soon as I get the NTSB guy. He's at the door knocking. I got to get him in and let him straighten up the mess on my track. So,
All right.
So
Let us know what he said.
Take care, guys. God bless. StarCop's out.
Bye.